This is how we ride. This is how we do.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. In the NASCAR dirt race experiment race thing is over. Literally having an argument right now. They're out there just ice skating like a bunch of bitches. He said, slide jobs, run the bottom. I said, no forward bite. He said, makes the driver shine. I said, doesn't matter if you're low, mid, or high. Couldn't get a run on anyone. Briscoe lost because you couldn't actually develop a better run than a guy, even if you were faster. And that is so true. So true that those cars, they're not meant to get forward bite in a yawed position. They are built to lose speed because they're used to gaining speed going straight, a little bit yawed out, barely just a little bit on asphalt tracks, hook up and go. That's what they're built to do. Whereas super late models, modifieds, big block modified, sprint cars, they are built to run extremely fast and get traction in a sliding motion. When you go in there and you jam a super late model wide open into the corner and throw the throttle down, it's built to hook up and go and stick a cushion. Whereas even in the cup cars last night, you saw them, they were having to go in the corner and like lift and brake to slow the car to enter on the cushion and then kind of just gradually get into it and come off. That is not dirt cars. That's not dirt racing. That's not how a dirt car drives on a dirt track. NASCAR has laid down the gauntlet. They may have thrown the best dirt race of the year, and I just didn't agree with them at this point. I just didn't agree with them. Even though they put on possibly the greatest cup race of the year, I will give you that, because NASCAR cup racing is usually boring and you don't get four wide on a short track. They may have put on the best cup race of the year on, but they did not put on the best dirt race of the year because it didn't have characteristics of a dirt race outside of the fact that the track surface was dirt. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a certified fact. Now, of course, we had some issues with the god of dirt racing in some people's eyes, Kyle Larson. And unfortunately, it took out the only other guy that could be considered a god of dirt racing in Jonathan Davenport to some. And it was all around Ryan Preece. Now, my deal with Ryan Preece, I think he was running good because he's one of the talented drivers in that organization of NASCAR. I mean, Ryan Preece, when you do what you did in the modified scene as Ryan Preece, you have cut your teeth. You've cut your cloth. It's almost like a Kyle Larson-esque driver who cut his teeth, cut his cloth in sprint car racing. A lot of these people coming into NASCAR nowadays, they're not a Ryan Preece or a Kyle Larson. They're not proving themselves on a local, regional, or national short track scene before they even go into NASCAR. They are just literally buying themselves there. Regardless of all of that fact, here is Kyle Larson and Ryan Preece's issue off of turn 4 in the second incident. This is the incident of the payback incident we have right here. And you could see Larson getting a run to the outside. They make contact, and it looks like Larson came down there to give him another shove, and it upset the car a little bit. He goes around, and then Davenport barely clips him. That clip right there by Davenport was just enough to damage the right front control arm, I think he said, got damaged. And look, it was the perfect spot to hit that car and cause that kind of damage to take him out of the race. Now, obviously, there was some tensions built up, and this is a very interesting instance. Watch what happens here when somebody puts a microphone a little bit too close to Kyle.
Dude, get that out of my fucking face.
Oh my God. It's like, look, that dude put the microphone in his throat. Look at that. Look at this girl in the background with the Illuminati eye. Oh my God, what's going on here? And her facial expression does not move at all the entire time. This girl is not a human.
Were you surprised?
I mean, a little bit surprised just because it'd been so long, and like I said, it wasn't my fault why he was back there. You know, I think something happened to him off of 2 earlier, and he ran in the back of somebody and spun out. And then, like I said, it'd been probably an hour and a half, I would have to guess, since then. So, figured we could just be grown-ups and get the fuck over it, but I guess not.
Oh my, oh wow, Kyle coming in with the truth. Hell yeah, Kyle, tell him.
I mean, I'm not gonna let it carry it forward, but really, I'm just mad at a lot of stuff. I'm mostly mad at myself. You know, I shouldn't have been back there. I spun out. So
the greatest drivers in the world don't care about critics because their own worst critics is themselves. And that goes for not just greatest drivers, but greatest football, basketball, any kind of player out there, top performer. Ain't nobody going to say something to you that you ain't already said to yourself in a way worse manner.
But a lot about intentional wrecking this week regarding penalties and things like that.
I mean, who's to say he intentionally wrecked me? I mean, only he knows.
And I'll tell you what, I mean, Kyle's got a really good, argument with these microphones. This type of shit don't happen at no dirt tracks. And Kyle needs to keep saying, get that microphone out of my face. All these NASCAR drivers, how are y'all allowing to accept this? They don't do this to NFL or NBA players. They don't shove stuff in their face. Look at this right now with Jonathan Davenport. Do you see a microphone anywhere? Watch this. Watch this attack that occurs. Bam! Oh my God, look at this. Right up in his face already instantly. Just unbelievable. Unbelievably disrespectful. Honestly, this front stretch guy, he's at least off a little bit, but some of these, that thing's serious XM guy. I mean, come on, just pull the microphone back a little bit and up your DBs on post edit. It's not hard to do that. It's not hard at all.
Give a thumbs up or a thumbs down to this type of dirt racing.
I don't know about this type of dirt racing. I classify this more as a show than a race, really. I mean, these cars ain't built to race on dirt. So I don't know. I mean, it's cool. It's different. It's a novelty. But, this ain't really true dirt racing. But it's just something different. Thanks to their spotters and thanks for them.
Well, and that's a very interesting element to this dirt race is it's like not only is the dirt track not being raced on by dirt cars where you can maneuver and find lines and all that, in a dirt car race, there are no spotters. So if you're on the bottom and that's where the fast line has been and a guy starts figuring out the top in 10th or 11th, he could come by everybody and he's going to have to pass them going faster than the guys on the bottom to even let anyone on the bottom know that, hey, there's a groove up there. And that's how guys can come through fields in dirt races because the line's changing. And if you figure it out first, you can have an advantage. That was something that Jonathan Davenport said he may have an advantage on just a little bit is reading the dirt a little bit and knowing where to be on the track. But with these spotters, once a guy hits a line and it's visually more faster, they just tell the leader or tell the other cars, hey, they moved up to the top now. You heard them talk about it all day yesterday. The spotters to the drivers, they moved up top, move up there now. So they're telling them where to be. So not only are these cars horrible for getting traction in a yawed out position, and actually digging and building real true runs on other competitors. But even when you find a line that could give you enough speed to build true momentum and actually come through a field, the spotters are there to tell the drivers, your competition, where to go on the track, and it kills the momentum once again. I understand that 4 wide in a cup car short track scenario is unbelievable NASCAR Cup Series racing. Okay, then, you may have the best Cup Series race of the year, but you do not have the best dirt race of the year because it's not truly a dirt race. It's more of a show. That's where I stand on it. Looks like there's a lot of stuff to kind of dissect from the scenario. Larson and these disrespectful NASCAR media members just shoving mics in your throat, literally. It's not a dirt race. It's a cup race on a dirt track.
This is how we ride. This is how